Hi, my name is Kate Madden. I'm from Calgary, Alberta. I'm a sales and marketing expert who's passionate about community, creativity, and collaboration. I also happen to be a transgender woman. Here are 5 things I wish I knew prior to transition.
So it's the first blood test of 2019, and I estimate that I have had between 20 and 25 blood tests in the last 12 months, as well as a whole battery of other tests, including cardiology, echograms, all sorts of stress tests. I had to have a Holt monitor for a little while. And I guess just in terms of the clinical experience that we have as trans people, whether male to female or female to male, seems to be identical. It's just one of those things about transition that I wish I knew.
So that was the blood test last week. I've got to go see the doctor tomorrow, actually, and I'll go see him every 6 to 8 weeks, probably for the next 2 or 3 years, I suppose. I have my first consult for gender confirmation surgery in May. Although I consider my transition complete in that I live and work as myself, there's still just the medical component to it, and it's a common experience for all of us. So that's the number one thing I wish I had known about, was just the amount of time waiting. Make sure your cell phone is always fully charged. Number 2 is the administrative effort that goes into transitioning genders, whether the gender marker changed or your legal name changed. And not everyone does this, but for those of us who have, or those of us who want to, my experience here in Alberta was that there was a local organization called the Skipping Stone Foundation, and they organized gender marker clinics here in Calgary at the library or different community events. They're a fantastic organization, so give their Instagram a like, a follow, Facebook, Twitter, and better yet, send them some money and support their cause. They do a lot of tremendous work with trans youth that I know I wish I had those resources 30 years ago. But gender marker change first, followed by the name change. Vehicle registration, apparently that needs to get changed to healthcare card. So after I had the name change done on the license, I then had to go back to the registry and get first I had the name change done on the healthcare card. I then had a new healthcare card delivered, went back to the registry, got the gender marker changed at the time. Also, it was kind of cool. They made me literally get a new photo on my driver's license. So my next one's in June, and hopefully I look a little better than this one. But anyways, there you go. And then because I'm from British Columbia, born and raised, go Canucks, I had to get a letter from my psychologist, send that off to Victoria to get an updated, corrected birth certificate from Victoria. One thing I'm holding off on is my passport. It will get done at some point. It's not a high priority for me, mostly due to cost. Another thing to consider is just all the administrative things, whether it's banking, utilities, taxes. So with regards to that, I just kind of do it as the bills come in, correspondence, what have you, and just deal with it at that point, sit on hold if I have the time or what have you. So that's the number 2 thing I wish I knew prior to transition, is the administrative effort and time required, as well as cost. And I know that's an issue, a big issue for a lot of us. Number 3, in terms of things I wish I knew, was that I was losing an hour out of my day. And I guess that's the wrong way to put it. I was gaining an hour out of my day. It takes a while, and I recognize that gender expression is a wide spectrum, and not every person is going to do what I do in terms of makeup and hair. I work in a professional environment, and really I think external disposition is the best marker of internal disposition. That's Catholic boarding school, Father Augustine. Thank you so much. But that's the world I live in. Is I'm meeting with entrepreneurs, executives, business owners, managers, vice presidents, so on and so forth. And it's not uncommon for me to be doing a presentation to a room full of people, 30 people, 40 people, walking them through things related to financial services. So something that I just try to take very seriously is that I take their business seriously. I want them to take me seriously. And so I look at hair and makeup really as a different medium and a new palette in which I can explore. So, I get up at 5 now instead of 6, and there's different stuff to go through. But it's been good. Couple of things I've learned is that if it works, use it, whether it's from the dollar store, the drugstore, or Sephora, use it. Personally, I like London Drugs a lot. I'm still trying to dial in what I like, what works, what doesn't work. And so rather than spending $50 on something, I'm happy to go spend $10 or $15 on something. If you're not 20, don't try to look 20. I'm in my 40s and I try to look like I'm in my 40s. For the trans girls out there, one thing that I have found very helpful is orange color corrector. I still have a little bit of stubble down here, even after 9 laser sessions, and I still need to shave every day. It's a real pain. I will get electrolysis to finish off the stragglers at some point, but not a huge rush for that right now. So hair and makeup, it's fun. I've come to enjoy it. You can ask my friends. I complained a lot about it in the first little bit, but it's something that I've taken to and I am becoming better at. So that's kind of the third thing I wish I knew prior to transition. Fourth thing I wish I knew prior to transition was just relationships. And I did lose one friend, just to be upfront. So it does happen, it will happen, it can happen, and it sucks. I'm sorry. There's just no way to control how other people will deal with their issues with regards to your issues. You can really only manage yourself and how you react and respond in those situations. But one of the things that I've really learned is that old relationships will deepen because you're real now, you're yourself, you're authentic, and people respond to that. New relationships will form. Get involved with the local queer community. Go meet up with a local trans group. Really, people want to help you in your community. It's part of the reason why I'm doing these videos. But as people leave your life, others will enter. And yes, there's a difference between acceptance and support. But yeah, as those relationships deepen because you're yourself, you're now authentic, it's so worth it. And people are compassionate, people care, people want to make sure that you're okay. You'll find that as you come out, you will articulate what are those reasons why, how is dysphoria affecting you, impacting you and your family and your world. And people will respond to that. Don't prejudge or underestimate their capacity for compassion. That's one thing I really, the key thing I wish I had known during the coming out process. It's not always easy, and it's not just you transitioning, it's the people around you as well. And I'm very grateful to a friend of mine who gently reminded me about this a few weeks ago. But if you try, they'll try, and relationship is really about reciprocation. And it's just been awesome, really, the relationship aspect. Meeting new people, meeting new friends, collaborating as an artist has been amazing. And then also just deepening those existing relationships with family and with old friends. It's been the fourth thing I wish I knew prior to transition. The fifth thing is that there will be this sense of normalcy that just will come over you. And it's really hard to describe other than it's this profound sense of peace. And it's awesome. Pre-transition, I was kind of waiting for life to begin and never really comfortable. Had wonderful life, upper middle class, beautiful wife, big house, nice suits, great ties. Like, I was that guy. But I was never there. I was never comfortable. And, would feel so isolated or lying in bed with my spouse feeling so incredibly lonely. And now I'm broke and visibly trans. People stare at me. Have yet to be physically accosted or even have someone call me a name. So that's been a great experience, actually. But I'm here, I'm real, and that's awesome. And how many people get this gift wherein they can go on a journey of self-discovery? So I thought transition would be the end-all and be-all, and hey, I got here. But what I learned was very rapidly is it's just the start, and I get to work on myself and build myself now in a way that I never really dreamed possible, with regards to healing and recovery, and just being whole, and that's awesome. I'm gonna go to bed alone tonight, but I'm not lonely anymore, and that, for the fifth thing I wish I knew, was worth it all. So if you've enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did I miss anything? Is there something you wish you had known prior to transition, or something you're in the closet thinking of coming out, or you're just in your early days starting your transition? What do you want to know that maybe I haven't discussed here? So thanks so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope to do this regularly, and like and subscribe and share.